Hey everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Ian as a Weirdo. So today I'm going to be working on my Summerween watermelon or jackamelon pattern. I've had to make a bunch of changes to this, and this has kind of been like a nightmare hellscape for me to make. Um, I have consulted some very skilled folks along the way in pattern writing, and we've all become very confused. So I think I I'm just gonna change what I'm doing to be something a little bit more straightforward, and then maybe we'll get to like the cool parts later. But that's for somebody else, future Ian, to deal with. The executive dysfunction part, my titles haven't been updating on Restream, so I don't know if you can see this or not. I did change the title of this video. It shouldn't be the same thing over and over again. But my ADHD has been just wrecking my shit this week. And I'm forgetting everything. I'm clumsy. I have no motivation. I spilled an entire cup, like a full mug of coffee, onto my old ass laptop. And I was like, fuck, this is the end. 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 And like somehow it managed to work all right. It's still, I'm on it right now. So good sign. It's a couple days later. But I'm just like, I feel like my head is filled with cotton candy. Not really a lot going on up there, and I feel like just the briefest of showers could just melt all the cotton candy in my brain. Hi, Lydia. Welcome in. How are you? Hope your knee's feeling okay. I know you're in a lot of pain, so I hope you're getting a little bit of relief. Whatever works, right? Um, so I'm writing this pattern and I'm creating a chart to help to accompany it. The chart has been the thing that I was going to rely on very heavily because I knew that my instructions in describing it, because it's going to have increases and also color changes. And I wanted to do a swirl of the light green and the dark green that I'm using. Um, However, when I tried that, it turned out disastrously. So, uh, so we're gonna do something a little different, and I hope that it it's okay. So, what's this? Um, uh, Not feeling so good. I'm exhausted, so if I go to sleep, I'm like, no problem at all. I'm literally doing this stream because I'm so exhausted that I'm like, I will fall asleep, and my dog still has like two trips outside to go to the restroom, tonight. So, hi, Nifty, welcome in. Um, so I'm trying to stay awake, but all my brain wants to do is sleep. Um, I'm not as sleep deprived as my brain is telling me that I am, but my brain is just like in cotton candy wonderland. My wonderland, I mean, like there's no thoughts. There's only cotton candy. If you have ADHD, you might have experienced something similar. I mean, it's just like it's brain fog. I mean, I think everyone experiences it to some extent sometimes, you know. So like you don't even have to have ADHD or any type of executive dysfunctioning to have days where like I know I was like I know some people who might like the lights, so I tried to put them on just for you. Um, they are very nice, aren't they? They just add like a little mystique to it. I added another cauldron with all my new frills hooks when they had their birthday sale. If you didn't see, I did a unboxing with all of my frills hook. I'm using my J right now. I didn't get the whole set. I just don't feel like I need like I have so many G hooks. Like I don't like I use G's a lot. So but I did get a lot of sizes. And I also got two of the midnight uh hooks. No, moonlight, moonlit, however you say it. I mean it's spelled the same way. But these hooks are just among the most beautiful hooks I think I've ever seen. And the Cancer Zodiac hooks are like works of art that you're using in your hand. I know it's a luxury, but boy, am I super happy with them. Some of them are just giving the Pride Fantasy so hard. I'm living for it. This one's a little bit more purple, less pink, but it's still just very beautiful. um, and I wanted to use a J hook. I started with a hey Rudy. Um, I wanted to. I started with a 5 millimeter hook, an H hook. Um, yeah. Oh yeah. PT will wear you out. And I know it's a lot of hard work, but long term, usually so many people see great results with PT. So I'm really hoping that for you. But I know I've been through PT for several reasons myself, and I know it is not fun. They do work you hard, especially in ways that you're like, this probably won't hurt, and then you're like, ah. They're pretty intense. So I'm glad that you at least are starting your process, and I hope it's very fruitful for you. That is absolutely my hope for you, Lydia. Nightbot's here, and Nightbot's gonna, maybe just throw a lot of things at you. We'll see. Um, so let's see. Um, so I'm going to continue doing the pattern that I'm doing now, which looks like this. It looks like a watermelon, right? And I did 12 in the center row. I'm doing a flat circle technique, and this is gonna mold into the shape that I want. Now, there are the holes right here, especially. I mean, I can close up the magic circle. That's not a problem. But and that helps it curl in a little bit too. Um, but um, the the holes are fairly large in that first round. Um, but I'm not too worried about it because there's other things that are more important in this pattern. Um, so yeah, so I'm gonna go ahead and start my round. I'm on round 4, I think. Let me check. Yeah, yep. Okay, so just gonna go ahead and change some colors in the pattern that uh, the chart that I'm creating. Not that it's that difficult, but for my brain, it's very helpful to see them all kind of. Oh my god, my hands are so shaky. Brain, please have mercy on me. I mean, and this pattern, I mean, this is definitely a simpler way to do it, but this pattern is the the difference in reading it is um Lydia, please I would prefer if you did not say that to Rudy. Rudy comes in here and tells us the time, um where they are. So that's fine with me. Not hurting anyone. Very helpful for people who don't know what time it is, Central Time. So so yeah, Rudy's allowed to say that. That's fine. And if you could, because I can't do it on my side. If you could remove that comment, that would be nice. If you can't, that's fine. But I don't want to make Rudy feel bad because they're just coming in here, um, not hurting anyone. So oops, we have to switch my color. I did mention this the other day, but I really want this to be a place of positivity, not even necessarily positivity, because we can disagree on certain things, but it's when it stops being a conversation and starts to become something else that I really want to be wary of. So I'm just if we could just all try to be, chill with each other on certain things and more forgiving. no, maybe forgiving is not the word, but just kind of gentle with people. I think that's just like a nice thing that we can do. So, um, if we could do that, that would be really great for me. Yeah. Um, so Stitch of the Month is still happening, even though I'm working on another project right now. I haven't been showing my progress on the Stitch of the Month, but I am working on it. Would you all prefer if I showed my work? I was gonna do kind of like like a video on it at the end when I was done with the project, but or like when I at the end of the month to show. But if you all would prefer that I work on it with you all, I can definitely do that. I mean, this is the first month of it. We're just giving a test drive. So, what would be the most fun way for you all to experience the Stitch of the Month? Um, is it better if I like hand out projects that do use that stitch? And if you wanted to do a different project with that stitch, you could you could do that, or what would be the best experience for you all? You'd like to see it? Okay. Let me finish this row, and I can. It's a tapestry, so getting all my bobbins to not become a huge tangle is a little bit of a task, but I can definitely do that for you. So I'll finish this row, and then now I did take a pattern that I found on Pinterest, and it's actually for beadwork. I believe it's an alpha pattern for. I mean, the page says it's uh, like it's a beading page. So, but I use that pattern to make it. Now, this is my first tapestry. I'm learning a lot of different things about it, about tapestry. And I've heard before, and I do, am seeing it happen in real time that uh, crochet tapestries just look so much cleaner um, when you are uh, doing it on a larger scale. And mine is pretty small, so it's not the cleanest it could be. But I hope it still looks really cool. If it doesn't, then it's a learning process. And I also have a hat band. Now I am. I think I like it open. You finished it. Oh my gosh. Oh, nifty. Would you feel free if you feel comfortable? Oh, sorry. Would you feel comfortable sharing with the class? You can either come up, you can post it on Army of Weirdos, or you can email it to me, or you can not share, depending on what you feel most comfortable doing. But I know you've been working very hard on that blanket. So that is amazing. Congratulations. I bet that feels like a huge weight off your shoulders and also off your lap because I know that blankets in the summertime are uh, uh, you know, I've I've heard that that's a little bit of a torture, because of the heat. So hopefully you weren't too uncomfortable when you were making it. Oh, I wanted to do something before I forget. Let me finish this stitch. Okay. Yeah. Oh my gosh. Yes, I bet. Do you know what you're gonna do next? You just enjoying the fact that you've got it done and you're like taking a breather, because I would understand either, honestly. I have to return something on Amazon, and I hope I didn't miss my, like, timeline to return it. I really hope I know I'm gonna probably have to go out. Um, okay, so this isn't helping, okay. Whole Foods, Staples, or Kohl's. There's not really, like, any of those near me. Okay, there's a UPS. Isn't there a UPS drop off at Michael's? Some Michael's? Okay, sorry, I am not paying even attention to the chat. Okay, let's see. Yeah, 2 weeks? That's incredible. 11 skins in 2 weeks? Wow. Anti-it's filling out my exhausted. You know, we're all exhausted. It's done. Taking a breather. Nice to have 0 whips. And you know this is the summer of whips, so you are killing the game. Great job, Nifty. Very knitting needle washcloth. Very nice. I guess the UPS store is closer, and there's no risk of me trying to go to Michael's and, um, buying everything. Yeah, so, keep your skills sharp. Absolutely. Is that a needles joke? Because if it wasn't planned, it's a good one. Uh, I'm listening to the Pride Party playlist on Pandora, and, it's playing a lot of Whitney today, and I am not mad about that. Okay, so we had the return thing set up. Okay, so let me finish this row, which is more than halfway done already. It is much easier doing it this way than, trying to, remember all the weird twists and turns that I had originally set up, so, um, that is nice. That is really nice, I will take it. I love Whitney Houston. If you know one thing about me, I didn't realize I made it funny. Well, you did. You're just a funny person, naturally. Don't even have to try. Um, so, yeah, I will, once I'm done with this row, I'll go get my tapestry, that I'm trying out. Um, so I wanted it to look very I wanted it to put it here and have it be, like, very witchy and, like but also, like, very, like, nature witchy because I wanted it to be part of, like, the swamp witch vibe that, I'm gonna go for, this year like I did last year. And so I used sticks from outside, and then I accidentally it, like it was either on, like, my couch or on the floor or somewhere, and I either sat on it or stepped on it, and I broke the stick that was, like, holding the bottom of the tapestry. Luckily, I didn't lose any stitches, but, I had to, like, glue the stick, and I'm, like, really nervous about the integrity of the bottom dowel. Lesson, learned, do not sit on or step on the, uh, the most important the structural integrity of your, tapestry. Okay, Nightbot's just going nuts. Who set that up? Oh, wait, that was me. I love Whitney Houston. I'm listening to I Wanna Dance with Somebody Who Loves Me, which is obviously an iconic song, and I, like I'm obsessed with this song. It's always been one of my favorite, songs, period. It's so joyful and fun. We played it at my wedding. We just like, how can you not? It just was it's just so fun. Oh, I was gonna get my ergonomic pillow. I'll grab that. I'll try to grab that when because my arms are like, what am I doing with these T-Rex arms? Um, uh, but what was I saying? I don't remember. Um, Yeah, I love this song. I love Whitney. She plays and, like, I love a lot of different types of music, but I do have a special place in my heart for, like, pop music, and I know that, like for, pop music that transcends just, like, a period in time, like, there's a lot of pop music that, like, you listen to it for the time being, and you're like, "Yay, it's fun, it's great, cool, yeah, fun." But then there's pop music that, like, you're listening to, like, literally 30 years later, and you're like, "This is still a fucking amazing song." And, like, that's what this song is, right? And so, like, songs that, like, are timeless and the fact that they're always, like, good and fun and, like, joyful, that's so great. Love that. Now I'm second guessing my reasoning for using 12 stitches. Why did I use 12? Because that's a flatter, circle. Oh, because I think I wanted it to be super big, fairly big. So I got these candles. I'll show you in a second. I'm like, keep on. See, I told you the ADHD brain is wild, like right now. Um, it's just like you gotta do all the things. You gotta. I'm just like, shut the fuck up. Oh my gosh, why? Why are you like this? And then here's some music. I'm listening to music from the movie Burlesque, which if you haven't seen, first of all, it's ridiculous. It's so dumb. But is it a like classic movie, even though it's not that old? Yes, because you got Christina Aguilera and Cher. Like, who cares what the story's about? They're like just snap out of it. Like, it's a really fun movie. So if you haven't seen it, I would highly recommend just for a good time and some good music and moments in gay history. career history, I should say. Now because so I was, like, doing the thing where, like, you keep, like, you're trading your co if you're, moving your colors back and forth a lot, you kind of keep one in the front, one in the back to, like, not tangle your yarn, but when I was doing that, the back looked so horrendously, tragically horrible, I was like, "Mm, no." You can send that to Ian's Weirdo Emporium. Okay, let me read it. Ian's Weirdo Emporium. Okay, yeah, that email right there. And then if you don't mind, if you are cool with it, I can show it on my phone on the screen. I'll just show my phone. It won't be like high res or anything. So the details of your stitch probably won't show up super well, but cool, cool, cool. And then some Gaga, of course. There's not Gaga on a Pride playlist. Is it a Pride playlist? No. Do you all have any favorite uh, uh, pop divas? So I'm working with Big Twist yarn, and I'm also Big Twist Value for my dark green. This is the color Varsity Green. This is my darker green. It's not even dark green, but it's like a medium Kelly green. And then I'm working it with Premier Basics, which normally I don't like to use, and it does kind of give me a little, it does split a lot on me. It's just not very tightly wound, um, or tightly spun, so it just kind of comes undone and is a bit of a mess for me to work with. But it's actually not been too bad in this project, so I'm not hating it, and it's really the perfect color for a watermelon, if you ask me. So this is Spring Green in Premier Basics, and this is the worsted weight. But will I be buying Premier Basics again? Not if I have anything to do with it. Even, if I gave a shit about working with ombres, because I know they have the Premier Basics ombres now, which are supposedly like the best color um, phasing of like all time. I'm still not like, I don't care. Premier Basics doesn't make it worth it. Okay, so that's what round four looks like. It's curving, it's wrinkling up a little bit, but that's okay because it's going to be pretty rounded out. So not too fussed about that. It'll definitely do the job. So looking like watermelon. Cool. Sorry, is that yelling? Sorry. It's hard to tell with my ears covered. I'm gonna go grab my other projects. my tapestry and my pillow. Do I need to grab anything else? Did I say I was gonna grab anything else? I feel like I did. Ding, 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 ding. Oh my god, ADHD. Okay, let me take the headphones off. Maybe no music will help my brain. What is this thing? Hello? Tapestry. Talked about this before. Oh, the light. The light. I see. I knew three things. Okie dokie. Got the pillow. Thank you, Lydia. So I got these from the dollar store. At first, I was going to get some LED tea lights to put in my jack-o'-lantern. But then I found these and I thought they were super cool. So these are from the dollar store, Dollar Tree. They are LED emergency candles. And so they're about like what, five, 5.5 inches tall. So I need to make a big old pumpkin, but I just thought they would give, like, a really cool look, and then I could use hot glue to, like, do some, like, melted wax looks, on them, and they also each come with, like, a little stand, so you can hold them without the stand, or you could have the stand on them. I thought that was pretty cool. Um, although LED tea lights are always useful, so I probably should have got who cares, whatever. So I'm gonna share the alpha pattern first so that you can see what I was going for. Um, and then I'll show you what the tapestry looks like thus far, and you can tell me. Don't tell me how bad it looks because I've been working really hard. It's just doing my BS. Okay, so this is the alpha pattern. So you follow that link, and it should work. Okay, so this is what it was. This a G. So let me stick that in there. So I had to undo this while you are all looking at that pattern, and then you sent me the picture. So this is what my pattern, my work looks like so far. If you're wondering what this amazing black yarn is, it's actually from Walmart. It is Walmart Mainstays metallic in black/gold, and it's very pretty. It's super pretty, and it's Mainstays, so it's pretty much as affordable as they come. So I made some bobbins of that. I'm also using Lion brand skin tones, and I'm using the color ivory. Now I'm using my skin tones because I had big plans for skin tones when they first came out. I'm gonna make all the dolls and all the colors, and and then I was like, once I had them all, I was like, I don't really make dolls. So, and then, at one point, I think it was last Halloween or the year before, I was doing one of my Halloween projects, and it was like it was like, I think the the prompt was, like, organs, and so I was gonna try to crochet a lampshade that like a lampshade cover that you would take off if you ever turned the lamp on, um, but it would look like stitched skin, like, very, like, Silence of the Lambs, Buffalo Bill style, um, but then it just ended up being, like, the biggest tangled mess of my life, so yeah, so this is where I'm at thus far, in my project. Okay, and then I use a stick, and then I put hot glue on the end of it, so it would stop my stitches from sliding off, and then it's clear, so it's not show or anything like that. So let me open up my email. Nifty. Oh my goodness. Oh, I almost wanna, like, cry. That is so beautiful. How do can I make it bigger? Oh, okay, okay. Let me Okay, so this is Nifty's blanket. So this is just, like, the picture, and then we're gonna do a little zoom on that stitch action because these stitches are so gorgeous and uniform. I I I I almost don't believe you, Nifty. Like, I almost don't believe that you, a human, presumably, made this because the stitches are so uniform, this looks like a machine made it. Like, this is like that your tension control, your stitches are so freakishly identical. Wow. Fantastic work. Fantastic work. This is this is excellent. Also, I really this is like a side note, but I really like it next to the fuzzy pillow, and I'm never like, "Oh, like, let's put, like, a fuzzy trim on something." But now that I, like, see it next to it, I'm like, "What about, like, a fuzzy trim?" But you don't need to do all that. Don't do all that. It's perfect the way it is. It's honestly so stunning. The texture, it looks soft. It, like, it's those stitches are just fucking beautiful. Oh my gosh. I'm just gonna stare at this all night, and it's like, you watch me stare at the picture. Yeah, like, it looks like you're looking at a microscope of, like, something, like, under a microscope at something because it's so perfect. Like, it's incredible. This is great. Great work, Nifty. What yarn did you say you used again? Okay, I gotta figure out how to untangle this. So, I'm about to flip oh, wait, this and all of these stitches from my tapestry are the extended single crochet, which is the stitch of the month. So, as Nightbot drops the stitch of the month, just think that this is a possibility. And I mean, I'm not skilled at tapestry. Like I said, this is my first time. So there, like, if I can do this, like, think about what someone who's probably way better at crocheting, can do, you know? Okay, trying to like untangle everything. Ugh. For the blanket, you use loops and threads. Oh, yes, 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 yes. Oh, so it is really soft. 5.5 millimeter hook. Oh my gosh, that is so pretty. trying to, like, get it a little organized, and then I have dude, it's only 25 stitches wide, so then I'll just have to flip this whole thing. This string came out of nowhere. Does anyone have just, like, yarn, just scraps just everywhere? I try to, like, put it in a bowl where I put all my hooks, but then there's just more 'cause I make more things. I try to, like, put these handles back. Not really a great throw, but okay. Okay, so I'm gonna go, and sorry, where did I put the alpha pattern? Oh, there it is. So, what I found is there's so many graphs on Pinterest, especially for like beadwork and stuff like this that work perfectly for crochet. Um, really like this. I know, right? They're cool, but I need to make a big. So I'm only using two colors right now. I will be using three, but I'm doing bobbins because so sometimes when you do so there's different types of like tapestry work that you can color changing work that you can do. You can sometimes carry the color through the stitch, um, and sometimes you can't. Um, Now, because I'm using black yarn and I'm using a really light, almost white yarn, if you carry one through the other, like you're gonna be able to see it, it's gonna mess up the look of the whole thing. So I have little tiny little balls of the same yarn that I'm already using um, to help me keep track of all that. Now there will be an added gray, but we're not quite there yet. Okay, so let me see. Okay, so shit, I need stitch marker. I'm just gonna lay this like here. I'll be right back. Okay, so so the light gray color I'm using is this color. This is from the Dollar Tree as well. This is the Premier Just Active. Um, it is in the color taupe, but it's just kind of like a gray with like a, I don't know, just a gray. Now, if you look at the pattern, you might be able to tell that they actually probably use four different shades instead of three. But when I was thinking about the nose holes and the eye holes, I was thinking, well, I'm using this glittery yarn for the background, and the nose and the eye holes are supposed to kind of show like hollowness. So I felt like it might look a little weird. Granted, the especially the eye holes, there would be bone underneath there, but I'm doubling down on it being black and sparkly. If that doesn't work, then I'll just use a dark gray, but right now I'm not gonna pull out the dark gray until, I absolutely have to. Okay, so I like to when I'm doing color work, which isn't often, but is often lately, is I will take my stitch markers and I will mark my color changes like that. So, let's see. And everyone has their different methods of doing stuff like this, so I'm not, you know, do whatever you want. Uh, I got you now when you were looking up, I was here playing here how I'm sorry, Lydia, I didn't quite understand what your, um, comment was. Hey, puppers. If anyone has done color work and you have used bobbins before, how do you keep them organized? Because I I don't know. I don't know how to do it. I thought about doing you tilt it one way, you tilt it back, so it's just kind of like on a hinge, like that, but I get turned around all the time and then it becomes a mess. So if anyone has any suggestions on how to avoid the, calamity of, uh, tangled yarn, I would love to hear. So this is the extended single crochet stitch, which I showed in a little bit. I showed, me doing a couple of those stitches for, the, Stitch of the Month video, which, when Nightbot drops that, you can watch, that video, and I do a brief, showing of that. Um, they're very easy stitches to do, if you're talking about the extended single crochet, very easy to do. If you're talking about, color work, I can't really speak to that because I'm still very new. It's not that hard. It's just, a little bit more to stay organized and whatnot, which when your executive function is, not really working, that's pretty extra challenging. But my animals are kissing. They're gonna fight any moment now, but right now it's very cute. Oh my gosh. Oh, my cat was giving my dog a bath. Now, okay, so for those of you who do color work, now I know that there's a very popular color change method now where you actually finish the stitch in one color and then you go in to that last step and you um, take that third loop and you pull the new yarn through there. But the more I thought about it, the more I was like, "This is just finishing the stitch with the new color, just like we were doing before." So I don't think it's any cleaner looking. Um, I don't think, but, is it? Am I Yep, see, I told you they would fight. Maybe you couldn't hear that, but I did. I did. But if you haven't done an extended single crochet, they're very simple to do. If you can do a in with your crochet, if you can do a slip stitch and if you can do a single crochet, you can do an extended single crochet. I wanted to start Stitch of the Month with a very simple stitch that looked really cool that I think is actually really underutilized. It's got a great look to it, um, and I thought it would be fun to do together because I think it has a lot of applications, pretty much all the same applications of a single or a double crochet. Um, so I wanted to do this stitch with you all. Okay, sleep well, Lydia. Hope you feel better. I'm just being mindful of any when I do my color changes, kind of mindful of where the other yarn is laying. Yep, YouTube streets. Most of us will be here. We'll be around. Um, so uh, just trying to carry that yarn so it doesn't distort any of the patterns because I think this is called intarsia, right? There's like a couple different ways for doing color work, and I think this is called intarsia, where it like looks good on both sides. You don't just like have everything just hanging out on the back. Um, but uh, what was I saying? Uh, piece of fuzz, and I started pulling, and it was, it was attached to the metallic, so it pulled the metallic that winds around the black. Not great. And the stitch markers just help me kind of keep track of what I'm doing, where I'm going, what my color changes are, and makes the process a lot simpler. So I can plan my whole row and then just go for it. I don't have to keep like, where am I? Yeah. So I appreciate that because my brain cannot handle that back and forth right now. I would, my brain might just combust. Full through. Okay, so I did my chain, and now I'm going to turn my work. Okay, so now for the next row, we're just going to do solid white in the center. So that's not too hard, hopefully. So this is actually where I'm going to change my bobbin structure. I'm gonna cut the excess, like bone colored bobbins, so that I can use them for later on up in the skull. Isn't this pattern cool? I thought it was so cool when I saw it. I was like, ooh, pretty. Also, the black is done, so I can cut the black as well. So let me just make sure that I pull the right bone colored one out of the way, and then let me get my little snippies, and then cut these long enough where I can sew them in. Now with the white, I can carry the yarn, so that's not as big of a deal, but still give it a good little cut. I love these. So these are, I think they're Fisker's brand. Maybe they're not. But they're not. They don't say Fiskars usually. But I got a set of three of these a million years ago. They stay super sharp. They come in this nice protective package, so I haven't managed to like cut my arm off or anything with these. They're just so nice for projects. They're way more reliable. Like scissors get used for everything, box opening, like cutting open, bags of like shit like that gets all over them. Like honestly, like scissors get super messy and get taken from you all the time. Nobody knows to take these, and it's easy to put in your project bag. Now, probably not TSA approved because they are like little razor blades, um, but they're so good. I have a set of three that I got off of Amazon a long time ago, and they're just super reliable. Now for the outsides of the background, I'm just pulling from both ends of the ball, so that I don't have to, yeah. Um, oh, we got a squeaky boy. Hello, squeaky boy. Riker, where's the squeaky? Where's the squeaky? Where's the squeaky? Where's the squeaky? Oh, you found it. Oh, you found it. Give it to me. Give it to me. He doesn't like to like. He doesn't do like fetch or anything. He's just like, I've shown you my squeaky. No, please go away. Right here, get a squeaky. Right here, can I have a squeaky? No. See, right here. Give me the squeaky. Right here, squeaky, 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 squeaky. Give that to me. Nope. He just runs up to me with it in his mouth and then he puts it down. Right here. Right here. Give me a squeak. Give me a squeak so I throw it. He's good at like if I throw something he can like catch it in his mouth, but like he doesn't bring it back. He's like but if you like wrestle it out of his mouth and or like tell him to drop it or something after about 800 times. So right here. It's a dog. Riker is a dog. My cat is smart in other ways. He's a smart ass. Um, that's about it. But no, Riker, you want to come be seen? He's black, so he's a little hard to see. See, this is Riker. This is Riker. He's a good boy. Riker. He's a good boy. Riker. Oh, he's good. He's good. He's getting the pats. He's getting the pats. I'm so excited for my leather supplies to get here because I want to make him and me, like, a matching green collar, so a green leather collar, so I'm super excited. I'm super excited, Riker. Oh, that's the good stuff. Oh, that's the good stuff. Oh, did I get the spot? Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Actually am not a dog person. I'm being totally frank, but Riker's a good boy, and I do love him a lot. But like other dogs, whatever, not my thing. But to each their own. He is. I did name him Riker from Star Trek. Yes, and my cat, JL, is Jean Luc. So yes, we are Star Trek people. Thank you. You're not many people. Most people will think that he is. It was like a Rikers Island thing. But no, it's Riker and Jean Luc. Oh, I accidentally pulled some metallic. Picard is my hero. Yeah, Picard is great. I only watched like half of the first season of the show. Um, it's been so long since I watched all of like Next Gen. I like there's so much I just like what like I felt like there were so many references that I was like I'm out of the loop. But it was great seeing him, and obviously I love Patrick Stewart. Um, I mean, how could I not? And uh, yeah, Picard was a great captain. Um, definitely, like it's so funny when you watch like early next gen because it's, I mean, they were just finding the characters, it, of like the show that was like revamped and a little wild, but still fun. The first season was not the best, yeah. But my mom kept watching it, so I started to see later episodes and yeah, it was so good. And then the movies were so good. I like my two favorite Star Trek movies are Wrath of Khan, obviously. Like, how can you not love Wrath of Khan? And then First Contact. So like I've seen them both so many times. Wrath of Khan, admittedly, I've seen way more, but I also have a Wrath of Khan tattoo on my leg. Have shown you, told you? It's kind of hard to show you on camera because of how I film and my setup, but yeah, I have a Star Trek tattoo from Wrath of Khan. Yeah. Hey, Rudy, welcome back in. Yeah, I have a tattoo. Let me see if I can take a picture. That probably is the best thing, and then I can. It's on the back of my. Uh, what is that? My back of my calf, and it's huge. Because I don't like small tattoos. I'm like, if I'm gonna go in, I'm gonna go in. Okay. It's so big, it can't be like in one picture. So once I get the picture, let me see. Okay, so here it is. Yeah, it would have been impossible to show you. Uh, so let me make sure this is so dim. Okay, so it's a Starfleet insignia. Around it, it says, "I have been and always shall be your friend," in some Star Trek font. It's the two hands on either side of the glass from the end of Wrath of Khan with Spock and Kirk, when Spock is dying. Um, and here's the other side. Um, and so I have a friend who is I have a friend who is dying of ALS, and we both are. I mean, he's amazing. I love him so much, um, but it's just an unfortunate reality of the situation, that he has a terminal illness, and so um, I we both really I mean, we bonded over so much, but Wrath of Khan, we're huge Trekkies. He is way more than me. Like, he knows everything about it. About Star Trek, everything. But we both love Wrath of Khan. We're obsessed with Wrath of Khan. And like, there were years of my life where, like, at least once a month I would watch Wrath of Khan. And so, if you haven't seen the movie, um, they're at the end of Wrath of Khan. Uh, so Uh, Captain Kirk is the captain of the Starship Enterprise, and his first mate uh, is Spock, who is a Vulcan, the one who goes like this. And Spock sacrifices himself, and dies. And uh, so uh, he's dying because he exposed himself to like this radiation. And so, like, there's a pane of glass, like, separating the radiation from Kirk. So they're on each side of the glass, and that's Spock's final words is, "You have been and always shall be my friend." Um, and then Spock dies. Spoiler alert, next movie, he comes back to life, doesn't remember who he is. He transferred his consciousness to another crewmate, then he comes back and, like, trying to get his consciousness back into his body. Third movie's called Search for Spock. You know, spoiler alert, the movie's been out for a little while. Um, but so it was a beautiful moment because, like, obviously we both loved the movie, but it was also very significant because it was like, you might be dying now, but like we'll be like reunited eventually. Like we'll always like have that. We'll always have us. So it was really something that um, I am happy to have on my body because it's a reminder that, like, no matter of what happens, when it happens, like, I'll always have that that future with him. So, it's very near and dear to my heart. Actually, truly, I think it's the only sentimental tattoo I have, and it's incredibly sentimental. So, um, I cherish this tattoo, but I forget about it a lot 'cause I don't. It's on the back of my leg. I never see the back of my leg. How the fuck would I see the back of my leg? But it's huge. It's like, I mean, I have a I think I pulled a tape measure into like the other room. Mhm. Let me see if I could approximate. So like, what is this? Like 7 inches, like tip top to the bottom, 7 inches tall, and then just about as wide. It's a it's a big one. And I don't have big legs, so um, it's like the smallest part of me. So yeah, hurt a ton. Also, this is really cool. I'm just gonna talk about this tattoo for a while. So when um what so I asked if he wanted to come with me to get my tattoo done, and he did. Um, and, uh, so this was a really big challenge, and there's a reason why it was a really big challenge that I totally understand. So I contacted a lot of different. I had this idea, and I wanted to see if I could make it happen. So I contacted a bunch of different shops and said, "Hey, my friend's coming in. I'm doing a kind of like memoriam tattoo for him, even though he's not dead, but he's dying. And I would really like to like take as take like the sketch of the drawing and print it on temporary tattoo paper so that he could get the tattoo with me. Someone with a terminal illness who like literally has like less than 2 years to live. Uh, I guess like now I like who knows? Expectations are always way off, right? But like it doesn't make sense for him to get a tattoo, right? And he's already in so much pain. Like why would he it wouldn't make any sense. But I thought it would be symbolic and nice if he could like get the tattoo with me. So he's a double amputee. He's both of his legs are amputated above the knee. Um, so he's got two stumps. So couldn't obviously put it on his calf. Um, wait, is he a double amputee? No, he's a single amputee. No, now he's a double amputee. At the time, he was a single amputee. So I got the tattoo on the side that he was already had amputated, and now he's a double amputee, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, and so hard to keep track of these things. Um, so hey, Brandon. With Star Trek explanation, sorry, student. Yeah, I mean, so I was like, I understand that like not a lot of people want to give out their art because they don't. Because the thing is, like, someone could give you their art, and then you go shopping for someone who will give it to you for cheaper, right? So I understand why people don't want to do that. I understand, totally understand. And so I just kind of gave the reasoning. I was like, "If it's not cool, it's not cool, that's totally fine." Called a couple shops, it wasn't cool. I was like, "Okay, well, like, let me call around and, like, see if someone's willing to do it, and if no one's willing to do it, I'll hit you up." Because like, um, pretty much all my tattoos have been done by different people, so I don't really have, like, a whole lot of like, the tattoo artist that I've had do a couple of my tattoos doesn't tattoo in the state anymore, so I don't really have any more tattoo I don't have a tattoo artist that I stick with right now. I'd like to, but I just don't. Um, and so then I found this place, and they loved the story. They were like happy to do it. They were stoked. So they sent me a sketch, um, and because I was like I will pay like the entire thing up front. Like I was like I don't care, like, what you need me what do you need me to do? Like, or half a plant, whatever you need to do. They were really cool. I forgot exactly the situation and the semantics of how it turned out, um, but, they sent me a sketch, and his didn't have, like, the text, um, but, uh, but he got that temporary tattoo. I was able to print it out on, like, temporary tattoo paper, and, like, um, the tattoo artist, like, even, like, she was like, "Do you want me to, like, put this on you?" And so he got the tattoo experience where, like, she, like, cleaned cleansed his skin, and then, like, she had gloves on, and then she, like, cut it to shape, and she, like, positioned it right, and then she, like, put the water on it, um, like, while I was getting the tattoo, I got to talk to him, and it was just, like, it was just beautiful, like, memory that I ugh, memory that I'll always have, hopefully, assuming that this doesn't get more damaged or something. Um, at the bottom of the Starfleet insignia, there are 2 smaller Starfleet insignias. One for science, that's me, and one for engineering, that's him. You may notice in the picture, it's a little hard to see, but at the bottom, like, of this one, that one's blue, that's me, and then this one is red for him. So, it's totally for us. And, like, in person, it looks better because you she did these really fine, like, white's really tricky on my skin because I have, like, a yellow-based skin tone, so white often turns yellow on my skin. White tattoo ink is a really tricky one anyways. Things that they don't tell you when they post cute pictures on, like, TikTok or Pinterest or whatever. But, um, uh, but she did, like a blue line because there's glass separating them, and, like, all the other tattoo artists in the studio were coming up, "Oh my gosh, I love the way you did the glass," and, like, they're, like, complimenting her hands. Like, hands are hard, and these hands look so good, like, just in, like, the shading, like, that's all her, and then the fine lines, oh my gosh, they hurt so much. Like, please just, like, hit me with a shading needle anytime, but, like, doing, like, a fine, like, 1 needle, just, like, getting a really clean-ass line, holy shit, that hurt, but it was worth it because I'll always have it unless, my leg gets cut off too, um, yeah, it's really, ooh, more Whitney. But yeah, it's definitely one of my most sentimental tattoos. I my okay, let me see. I have one that kind of has some sentimental value. I was gonna get it with all my groomsmen, but, um, a lot of them just, like, the timing didn't work out, but one of my groomsmen did get the tattoo. I have a set of, hedron, like D&D, like, dice, just like the outline shape, going down my spine. So that's a nice memory. My first tattoo was not sentimental, it was just like, I'm a Scorpio, and scorpions are cool, so here's a big ass scorpion on your back. Um, my infinity symbol, it was sentimental in the moment, but now big picture, maybe it could be. It's really bad. It was really poorly done, so you need to get it retouched up, and then apparently, like, it at the time, unbeknownst to me, it was very popular for people to get infinity symbols on their necks, or, like, really anywhere, and infinity symbols are still really popular. I got mine because I was, like, making a big life change, switching from being a math major to, like, something else, so infinity felt appropriate, but, infinities are really popular tattoos. And I don't care about, like, "Oh, it's so mainstream," or whatever. I just, like, you know, uh, so yeah. Uh, I have more. Oh, I have my haunted house tattoo. Sorry, I think I hit my mic. This is not sentimental at all. Haunted houses are just cool as shit. However, so I want this whole sleeve to be, like, spooky, haunted, black and gray, and, um the same friend, um, he had he said this one thing one time that I really loved, and I want the tattoo here, but if I get bottom surgery, this is where they'll take the skin graft from, so I can't get that until I decide if I get the bottom surgery, and then if I get the bottom surgery, then it's, like, 2 years to wait for the skin graft to fully heal or something like that before I can tattoo over it. But so his at one point, I think his kidneys were failing. ALS, if you didn't know, it's basically your body just, like, dying bit by bit. Um, just, like and your circulation sucks, which is why, like, toes, like, legs, things just start to go. And, like, organs start to fail. So his kidneys were failing, and they wanted to put him on a transplant list, and he was like, "Do not put me on a transplant list." He's like, "I'm dying, like, we all know that I have this terminal disease, like, putting a kidney in me, like, great, now the kidney works, but, like, the liver is gonna go." Like, he was like, "Don't do that." He was like, "It's like putting a chandelier in a haunted house." And I think I had just gotten this haunted house tattoo, and I was like, "That's a beautiful, just, like, metaphor." So I want like, a and I was like, I thought it would also be a cool tattoo. Less sentimental, but still like a you know, just his it is kinda like a macabre sense of humor, and so I thought just a chandelier here would be really gorgeous, like, maybe covered in cobwebs, maybe just be really, like, shiny, sparkly looking, I don't know. Whatever fits the rest of the sleeve, but it just a chandelier in the haunted house, and I already had a haunted house, so it's like, "Works." Do I have anything on this arm? Nope. Shoulders? No. I have bats coming up here, and I want to do a bat hanging down from my shoulder. I want most of my back to be, like, beautiful, but, like, deadly or scary, like, animals. So I want, like, bat, um, tarantula, uh, snake, um, maybe a jellyfish? I don't know, jellyfish are kind of, like, always one I waffle on because they are beautiful and they can be dangerous, obviously, but they don't really fit, like, the vibe or the coloring of, like, the rest of, like, these, like, land animals. So and I don't really want a black and gray jellyfish just 'cause I just don't feel like that's like, I feel like just doesn't like, I'd rather have, like, more natural coloring on the spooky animals, so I don't know. Something I'll think about. Do I have any what other tattoos do I have? I feel like I have more. Oh, I have Two-Face on my feet. Um, I have, 'cause, I love DC, I love DC Comics, and, uh, I've always loved the character of Two-Face. Not my favorite, not even in the top 3 of my favorite, Batman villains for sure. Um, but I also thought it was I wanted a bipolar tattoo, which I'm gonna get another one. I'm gonna get the smiley that they used for, the most recent Fall Out Boy, tour, which also has long been a, bipolar, um, uh, tattoo, uh, uh Oh, wait, this is on Facebook. No, I don't wanna go on Facebook. Some people just don't have Facebook. I don't wanna send them to Facebook. I just wanna just look at the fucking. Okay, this is on eBay, I guess, so, like, uh, yeah, this is on eBay, so eBay Australia, of course. I'm just gonna show you the image. So this is common bipolar one, but they use this for their most recent, tour. The and their album before was called Mania. Um, for like, uh, I mean, they've been together for like what 15, 20 years now. I listen to them most of the time. They did go on a hiatus for a couple years, but um, the very early on in their like being like internationally famous. The bassist, like, found out he was bipolar and, has been very open about mental health and being bipolar. So, like, they've always been, like, a band that I really connected with about, things like that. But, uh, bef I mean, I wanted to do something, and I think it was kind of inspired because think I saw like one of those, like Chinese theater masks, done on someone's feet. And I think because I was looking at bipolar tattoos one time, and I saw like a Chinese theater mask, and one was like really like angry, and one was really sad. And I was like, I like the idea, I like the vibe, but I just don't really like. I don't have any connection to Chinese theater, so it didn't feel appropriate to me, if that makes sense. So, I didn't get that, but then I was like, "But Two-Face, that could be really, cool," and so I don't think I have a good picture of that, but, I mean, I could take a picture, but the floor is really dirty. Okay, one second. Okay, that's I don't know, I don't really count it as one. It's one tattoo, but it's done in 3 sessions. It's on 2 different parts of my body technically, so, like, I don't know, count it as 1 tattoo, count it as 2 tattoos, count it as 3 sessions, I don't care, whatever. Um, so don't judge my feet, or if you're into feet, don't jerk off to this. Um, so these are my feet. I don't think I lined them up well. No, I didn't at all. They do line up. They do line up. Oh, I can't show you this picture. I gotta line them up right. Bother me. I was, like, so embarrassed by that. I don't know why. It's like, oh. Okay. So they do line up better. Uh, and what was really great about this tattoo is that the line work was actually already done by my one of my favorite, comic book artists, Jim Lee, and so I already had the line work ready, and then I basically, I went to my tattoo artist, I was like, "Here's the line work," and he was like, "Great," because he was like, "I don't do shit." And then I was like, "Here are some, like, colors that, like, I really wanna see, like, here and here, whatever, whatever." He was, like, familiar enough with the characters. I think the Dark Knight series had already come out, so he knew enough about what Harvey Dent should look like, right? And Two-Face. He, but then I was he's I was like, "Just go for it." Like, I love giving my tattoo artist as much creative liberty uh, as possible. It's my favorite thing to do because they're artists, right? Like, they're they're passionate about art. So, like, it was, like, my honor to just, like, have his personal, um, uh on me. So yeah, he picked like the colors of the suit and like picked out like what would look the best, and it was really cool experience to just like kind of like let go and let him have some fun. And so he just yeah, it was cool. And like honestly, like sometimes I go into like tattoo shops and like sometimes people are like too cool for you and like whatever. They're like, whatever, like you're just another fucking person, another annoying customer. Like sometimes people have like really weird slash bad attitudes. If you're not like decked out in tattoos, right? And you're going to a tattoo shop. But when I got this foot tattoo, like I was the coolest motherfucker in there. Like all the tattoo artists were coming up and like talking to me and thinking that my idea was so cool. And like not that I was going for their approval, but it was like, okay, so like I earned my stripes by getting a foot tattoo. And then like they 'cause, like, it's a pretty painful spot. Like, basically, like, the less fat you have in a place, the or muscle you have in a place, and then also depending on, like, the nerves and stuff, um, the the more painful the tattoo is, generally speaking. There's, like, maps that you can see. If you look up, like, tattoo pain charts, like, they'll have different parts of the body and, like, how bad the pain is, and, like, feet are always, like, on there as, like, among the most painful. Everyone who's ever got a foot tattoo will tell you it's probably the most painful. Um, so I do so when I was getting it done, like, mid getting it done, he wanted to take a cigarette break, and I was, like, also taking a cigarette break. And, he, one of the fellow tattoo artists was like, "Oh, you should get the coin behind him." And I was like, in my head, I was like, "That's a cool idea." And I said, "That's a cool idea." But in my head, I'm like, "If someone tries to tattoo my feet anymore, I'm gonna fucking deck them." Like, this is such a painful experience, and I imagine the shading of a coin and the detail that would go into a coin, I was like, "No." And I was like, mid-session, fuck that. But I did find this one tattoo. Actually, it might actually be easier. Um, I did find a picture of this one tattoo that I really, really liked. It was on the toes, and y'all know me. Once you see it, you're gonna be like, "This is actually kind of like the perfect tattoo for you." Yeah, you're right. Okay, let me just. I think I saw it. I must have seen this like on Pinterest or something a million years ago. Does it look better? No, it's smaller. Okay. It says Hocus Pocus on the toes. If you know me, I've really wanted knuckle tattoos and a hand tattoo. That's been my like latest obsession. I want all the tattoos, let's be honest, but I really want some knuckle tattoos. Um, but on the toes, I mean, granted, I'm a little scared because like the part where he got close to my toes was so painful because it's just bone. It's bone and ligament. ouch. But it's not a long tattoo, it's just a painful one, right? But I was like, hocus pocus on the toes, and you wiggle your toes, and you wiggle the little hocus pocus? Fucking cute. I've gone back and forth about what I want on my knuckles. Mel hates the idea. I have to put that out there. I have to tell on myself a little bit that Mel really does not like the idea of me getting, knuckle tattoos, but, um, my point of view is, why not? I'm disabled. And I well, so her reasoning is that they all kind of look like prison tattoos, and that's a personal, that's a judgment call, you know, and, so, uh, I disagree, but, you know, so I've thought about so I've worked the 12 steps through various lenses, um, and, like, don't really like, I I struggled with, like, addictive traits, toe tattoos, some people. I'm sure they would be, yeah. But it's so cute, though. I mean, like I said, when he got close to my toes or when he was, like, on my toes, I was I like, "Woof, hair on your chest for sure." Um, but, um, uh, fuck, what was I gonna say? Oh, I need to feed my animals. No wonder they're bothering me. Um, but, but through so like dealing with addictive personality traits before I got diagnosed. Once I got diagnosed, every all of that went away. But I've been through 12 steps through other means, ACOA, um, Al-Anon, things like that. Um, so the 12 steps, and then I think that there are definitely parts of it that are useful in a lot of different circumstances, right? Not just for people struggling with addiction. And so I've always loved the Serenity Prayer. And I don't believe that you have to be particularly religious to believe in the Serenity Prayer because it talks about um, it's grant me the serenity to uh, um, accept the things I cannot change, the courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. And I always thought that that was really beautiful because it's just a really great outlook on life. And so I think what I am, my, the biggest one I've close to settled on is getting Serenity because it has to be 8 letters, right? Or you could maybe do 5 or 9. You might be able to I don't like the 2 thumb one. I hate pulling my thumb up, so I kinda like just having the 4 and 4. And then if it's not 8 letters, then, like, if it's 7, like, what do you just not have one? Do you have, like, a blank space? What do you do? So, but Serenity's 8, so I like that. Now Mel doesn't mind, like, pictures and, like, images, little, like, diamonds or whatever, flowers, whatever, on, um, on the the hands, but she thinks that lettering doesn't look great, so there's probably some compromise that can be had in there. And then I was gonna do Medusa on the hand because I just thought it looked gorgeous. I saw a really pretty picture, someone who got a Medusa on the hand and the hair snakes had started to coil down onto, like, some fingers. It looked really beautiful. Um, I know both hand and, finger tattoos, they, um, don't always hold up the best, but there's a lot of things you can do, to help that out, and then you also get touched up. But yeah, who knows? But I'm gonna go feed my animals. Talked a lot about tattoos. Didn't make a whole lot of progress on my tapestry. I think I did 2 rows on that. I did a total of, like, 50 stitches, and then I worked on my I feel like this looks like her face from, Beetlejuice when uh, she did the one where she pulled it out, and I remember yeah. I feel like this is very, reminiscent of the Beetlejuice, first Beetlejuice, um, face that not the Deeses, but the family that was living there before that died, the couple that was living there that died, um, it gives me that vibe, but isn't this yarn just it's so magical worked up. This is, mainstay, metallic and black/gold, and it's just real pretty. Easy to use, I mean, you gotta be careful about catching the gold, sometimes it happens, but even using my metal pearls, which catches a lot of different yarns and really which I don't which so I don't use it that much, it's actually not really catching that much at all, so I'm liking a lot, and then I used a stick with some hot glue on it, um, to keep it kind of natural looking so that this will be part of my Swamp Witch, um, uh, part of my Swamp Witch, aesthetic this fall. This is the alpha pattern that I'm using. I believe it's made for beadwork, um, but, I don't care. It's cool, and I was like, "I'm gonna crochet that." And I'm doing the stitch of the month, if you saw the Nightbot drop thing about stitch of the month. Um, I'm making this, with the stitch of the month, so the extended single crochet. And I'm so excited about how it looks so far. So, I will let you all go, but I hope you have a great night or morning wherever you are, and I will talk to you later. Okay.